It's Friday, July 13th. Friday the 13th. Why do people get so stupid about that? I don't know. Why do people get so stupid about Guy's Daily Drive? Okay, that I get. Hey, everybody. Friday the 13th. I don't know. I don't get it. Didn't even realize it was Friday the 13th until I actually looked at the date before I got started doing this show. I give really nothing but lip service to superstitions like that. Same thing with black cats and broken mirrors and all the rest of that. You know what? Things are what they are, and to worry so much about dates and numbers and how they all tie in and blah 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 blah. It's like you know what? I enjoy reading my horoscope. I read it, and then I don't think about it at all for the rest of the day. Same thing with like the Chinese zodiacs. I think I'm Year of the Rat. I'd have to look again. And every single time I go to a Chinese restaurant that has all the Chinese zodiac characters and what years they correspond to, I will look mine up, and almost every single time I'm surprised. Oh, I'm Year of the Rat. Who cares? What difference does it make? It's a fun distraction. You don't have to believe in it. But none of that has anything to do with what it was that I wanted to talk about, which is more talk about my prep for MacStock and a couple new things that I knew about but keep forgetting to talk about. One of them, and I'm just going to get this out here right now, is Mike Potter from MacStock 2018 has set up a way for you to see everything that's going on at the conference without actually being there. He's got like a digital pass. It's $79, I think, with a $20 discount. And you can, not only will you be able to kind of watch it as it's going on, you'll also be able later on to download the events and the sessions and the deeper dives, and chances are some of the stuff that goes on the after hours parties, Barry's Midwest Mac Mingle, and the Friday night shindig. But it's all going to be available online digitally if you have the digital pass. So $79 for that, which, honestly, I don't think it's as good as being there. But if you can't be there and you still want to see everything that's going on, that's your best bet. Other thing is both Chuck Joyner from Mac Voices and myself are going to try to do some live casting while we're there, and we'll see how that works. Now, if I haven't tried this in previous years, like I said, this is the fourth year, because honestly, the bandwidth going out from McHenry County College, especially with that many people all trying to access it at the same time, was not that great. Mike has told me that they have revamped their online access, and everyone is supposed to be able to get at least a 10 megabyte upload. And if they can give me 10 megabytes, I can do live casting. So some of the things that I still need to do is I need to make sure that I have Boink Software's Mimo Live, and I can't remember if I mentioned this or not. I'm doing a long-term evaluation of Boink Software's Mimo, and it's MIMO Live software. This is subscription-based software, and I have tried a lot. I have tried Just Broadcaster. I have tried Ecamm Live software. I have tried Wirecast. I have tried OBS, and of all of them, Mimo Live is, for how much power it has, it's the easiest to set up, the easiest to configure, and the easiest for a single person to use while doing a live cast. Now, if you have somebody else that's taking care of that for you, that throws in another component that I'm not going to address. I'm basically looking at Mimo Live as, you're a single live caster and you want to go to YouTube or Twitch or Facebook or some of the other online streaming platforms, and you're looking for a good tool to do it. And so far, Mimo Live has the best combination of power and ease of use. It's not the cheapest, but it does have the best power and ease of use at this time that I've used. And be looking for a write-up later on in mymac.com, and I'll talk more about it on the MyMac Podcast and probably here as well. Maybe even Mac to the Future. Maybe that would be something I could do. But I also want to do a kind of a tutorial on how I use Mimo Live and what some of the various functions are that it has. But as far as Mac stock, I keep getting off topic. Shocker. So I need to get Mimo Live on my laptop. I already have Audio Hijack. I already have Loopback. I need to make sure that those are both configured to do the things that I want to do, and that they'll work with Mimo Live and what else. I'm probably not going to try to use Skype. I haven't really decided yet, and I don't know who would be available to do Skype in a podcast while we're at MacStock. But it can be done, and again, this is assuming that the bandwidth issues are taken care of. Now, I had brought Gaz in the second year of MacStock. I had Gaz come in as a Skype guest, and that was actually a lot of fun. And who knows, if he's available, maybe I'll try to set that up too. But I need to make sure that I have Mimo Live, Ecamm Live software, Audio Hijack, Loopback, and all this configured to work with the laptop that I'm taking. I'll need to bring a hard drive that has more storage. I'll need to make sure that I have at least 2 to 3 video ins for whatever live casting software that I'm going to use. What else? I'll need to make sure the GarageBand is configured properly to do audio. I'll need to make sure that I have all the hardware that I'm going to want to take with me, and that includes, of course, my Behringer UMC 404 HD 4-in 4-out audio interface. That is just awesome, especially for how much it costs. The Electrovoice ND767A microphone, which, oh God, I love that microphone. That's my microphone, mine. I have, for everybody else, 3 Sennheiser E835A microphones, which are also very good microphones. Don't get me wrong. That I have all the stands and all the cabling that's required, the headphone amplifier, so that everybody can listen in at the same time. So this weekend, I will probably take all of that stuff out, connect it all up, make sure that it all works, and then pack it in such a way that it's not going to kill me. It's not going to kill me as I'm going around to the various places in Woodstock, Illinois. Oh man, I'm so excited about this trip. I'm going to be picking up Dr. Mac Bob Levitas at the airport on Friday, and possibly a few other people, depending on how scheduling works. Woodstock is about an hour away from Chicago, and trying to get around the Chicago area in the late afternoon. I'm picking him up at 2. If anybody else is going to need a ride, it would have to either be very early in the morning or much later in the afternoon. And of course, the later in the afternoon that it is, the more problems you're going to have with Chicago traffic. So we'll see how, I don't know how all that's going to happen or work, but one way or another, I'll get it all sorted out. So I'll talk more about this in another Guy's Daily Drive, I'm sure, coming up. If you'd like to get a hold of me, you can reach me via email, guy@mymac.com, probably. You can also find me on the Twitters. I am Mac Parrot over there on the Twitters. Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., except for probably this Wednesday, because I don't even know where I'll be. I'll be on my way to Chicago. So somewhere between the D.C. area and Chicago, I'll be in a hotel wondering why I'm there with such crappy bandwidth. Maybe I'll do something. Maybe I won't. It depends what time I get in and what I feel like after driving all day. But typically on a Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm doing the Mac to the Future live cast over there on the Books of Faces. That'll be both in the regular live casting section of Facebook. I also simulcast it, sort of, Facebook does it, to the Mac to the Future Mac Users group, which is a great group. If you're a Mac user, you should definitely join it. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Of course, Guy's Daily Drive. I have an audio version of this now available. You can find that on iTunes or the podcatcher of your choice. Just look up Guy's Daily Drive. I have a Patreon page, which will help pay for the bandwidth of what I'm currently using. I'm using, I almost said who my host is for my podcast, but they're not paying me to do so. I'm actually paying them, so I'm not going to say who it is unless that dynamic changes somehow. So think about that, podcast host. So there's that. There's the audio version of Guy's Daily Drive that I put out. What I need to start working on is premium content for people that subscribe to Patreon and people who donate via Coffee, coffee.com. In both cases, both Patreon and coffee.com. If you just look up my name or Mac Parrot, you'll find that there. And any help and support that you give me is greatly appreciated. Now, you don't have to. I don't do this because I think I'm going to make a ton of money, because I'm not. I'm not ever going to be able to earn a living doing this, not based on my download numbers. But if I can get enough people to help me just kind of break even with this, that would be fan-freaking-tastic, and I would love you all a long time. So, you know what? How can I forget this? Last thing is, of course, the MyMac.com podcast that I've been doing for like 9 years now, so why would I forget that? Because I'm an idiot. With the infamous Mr. Gazmaz over there in the UK. You can catch that usually Sundays or Mondays. We put out a new episode almost every single week. There's going to be a ton of content coming out while I'm at MacStock, and whether it's Gaz doing stuff without me because I'm not available, or if it's me doing stuff and not being able to talk to Gaz because of issues with bandwidth, there's still going to be a ton of stuff coming out for Guy's Daily Drive, the MyMac.com podcast, and of course stuff that I'll post online in both my feed and the Mac to the Future feed. So thank you all so very, very much for joining me today on Guy's Daily Drive, and I'll catch you so very, very soon. Right away. Bye.